So in order to sing correctly, it's a good idea for us to have a basic knowledge of how all this works. Here's a picture of the inside of all this. So you can see on the bottom there, you've got the vocal cords, then the larynx, then the pharynx, the soft palate, the hard palate, and above that you've got the nasal cavity and the sinuses. Start with the larynx. The larynx is what we generally call the voice box. It's all this in here. Behind this bit of cartilage here, that's your voice box. It's kind of just contains all the bits and bobs like your vocal cords and just keeps them nicely intact there. So when I talk about a high larynx, what I actually mean is this, when we're singing for a prolonged period, actually raises a couple of millimeters, which is why we need to lower it back down to get back to zero. Your vocal cords look a bit like this. If I use my little fingers, they're two little cords, two little membranes of skin, and they're actually that way up, kind of in your mouth and throat there. So as you exhale, as you push air out, they slap together, which creates a sound. If they slap together gently, then you create a quiet sound. If they slap together quite forcefully, you create a loud sound. And the faster they slap together means you create a higher pitch. In normal speech levels, your vocal cords are actually vibrating at over 100 times per second. So you can only imagine how quickly they're vibrating if you're belting a top G. Now, once your vocal cords have created this sound, we use our resonators to amplify our sound. They're our amplifiers. Our main resonator is obviously our mouth, a big open resonating cavity. But not only that, within that we have our soft palate, which is at the back, then our hard palate, our teeth and our lips. We also have resonating cavities in our nose, in our sinuses, in the head, also in the chest as well. As you go up the scale and you sing higher notes, they'll be resonating in around your face and around your head. As you sing lower notes, they resonate in your chest. Now, when we're singing, it's always good to think about what we call placement, where you place your voice. You want your resonance to sound mostly in your mask. Now, when I say your mask, it's kind of this area around your nose. So you're using your nasal cavities, your nasal resonators, and your sinus resonators, and your lips. So when you're placing a note forward, I want you to think about placing it right behind your teeth. So I want you to go, yeah, right behind your teeth, yeah, okay? And this is kind of the big difference between the pop and classical sounds. Classical singers are taught to sing with this very slack jaw and using a lot more chest resonation, resonating in your chest. So they'll be going, yaw, whereas a pop kind of singer, we're going to be placing it much further forward in our mask. Yeah, that kind of sound. So when you're singing, it's always good to just come in confidently. Don't slide into the note unconfidently, it won't sound so good. Come in with real confidence, placing the voice behind the mask, right where you should be, with a slight inward smile. The smile really helps for tuning. If you're finding yourself going a little bit flat, a little smile will just sharpen the note and also stop making you look miserable. Most of all, singing is about listening. Listen to the band that you're playing with. Listen to your own voice. Listen to more music. I really encourage you to listen to as much music as you can. Different styles, different genres, different singers. Try and work out how they're making their sound. Can you try and impersonate them? And if you can try and work out how they're making their sound, you'll eventually work out what your natural sound is. So it's great just to have this idea of the anatomy of the voice so we know what we're doing when we're creating singing sounds.